So, ladies and gentlemen, how do you do? Here I am with my next blog. Today is Thursday, and I want to tell you something. We have very important issues to discuss that are trembling all over the world, but one of the most important things we have to be concerned about is peace on earth. And yesterday, Bush announced that he has a new peace partner in Sarkozy, the new Prime Minister of France, and what a great new fantastic relationship this is going to be, and it's going to change everything about our relationship with France. Everybody is celebrating it, and people can't get over it. It's the happiest day in everybody's life. The fact of the matter is it means nothing. Let's be honest about it. We're not going to depend on France to accomplish anything for us because they never did before and they never will. So they have a friendlier attitude. If a guy says hello to you and does nothing, and when you're in trouble, he still won't show up. And he'll accomplish nothing by being a friend with him. You could call yourself a friend, but to imagine that it's going to change anything, it's going to change nothing, because it comes down to the issue of the French as a people. The French as a people are just miserable, nauseous, hateful, obnoxious, contemptuous people. That's the perfect description of all the people in France. There's exceptions to anything, but there's not many exceptions to this character association that I make with the French. They're wightless people. They're vicious. They're hateful. They're bitter and antagonistic to everything that America stands for. We saved them in 2 world wars. Did you ever see how they act when you come to visit them in France? Anybody doesn't see the obnoxious look on the French faces when you come to visit them is either blind or stupid. That's all they are, is hateful towards any American. Let's be honest about it. They are cowards by nature, and they won't fight for anybody, and they wouldn't fight for themselves. The French, we are so concerned very often that they never helped us in the Iraq War. We never solicited the French. You use the French if you want to lose a war, not if you win a war. They run away from every war. The French only won one war, and that was the French Revolution. That was the only war they won, because they were fighting each other. By the way, did you hear about the French Navy? It's the only Navy in the world with glass-bottom ships. Their ships actually have glass bottoms. You know why? So they could see their Air Force. In other words, these are plain, stupid cowards. And if you're a coward, then you can't fight, and you don't want to fight, and you run from a fight, you should thank God that you know people like America, that these people came to save you in 2 world wars. You would think if you came there, they'd come out with a piece of cake, a cup of coffee, say, how do you do? You're the people who saved us. Instead, they look at you like this hateful. I know what I'm talking about. I was all over France. I was in Paris, and I know all those parasites. That's what they are, parasites. What did they ever do for anybody? What help did they ever give us in any situation? In what way could we depend on them for anything? Why are they so jealous and bitter? I'll tell you why. Because we always help them. It's like a brother-in-law that you give all your money to. If you're a millionaire and he's got nothing, you buy him a house, a building, a car, and you send his children to college, and you give him a whole life. You know what he does? Hates you in return because he's so busy being jealous of you that he can't appreciate anything you do for him. And that's a perfect example of what the French are towards America. Miserable and hateful because they're full of antagonism and envy and greed about why it is that we're so successful. And they appreciate nothing you do for them for exactly that reason. And we in turn support them and keep pleading for their forgiveness and for their love. What do they need? What do you need their love for? Why are we celebrating their love? What are they going to do for us? These are obnoxious people, and we keep supporting them. We even buy every one of their products, like French bottled water. What's the name of it? Evian. The most popular bottled water in the world is Evian, and everybody keeps buying Evian. Even though the FDA said that it's the filthiest of all the waters. There's more pollutants and more filth and dirt and garbage in that particular water than any other water. Evian is the filthiest of all the water, full of contaminants. That's all it has. And this is from the FDA. First of all, you have to be stupid to expect clean water from France. Why would the filthiest people in the world have clean water? They don't even bathe in France. Now, I'm not picking on them. That's a fact. It's a tradition in France never to bathe. Why do you think they have so much water to put in the bottles? Because they never use it. They're a filthy people. Why do you think they invented perfume? Why? Because they stink. They are just a filthy people, and we keep supporting them. The biggest thing in the world is to buy French wines. Everybody wants to buy French wines. They got a symbolism attached to French wine, like it's an elegant experience. Somehow it's sexy, it's romantic to have French wine. Everybody knows that if you study all the comparative wines in the world, every wine connoisseur will tell you that the finest wines in the world today are California wines. But how much could you get for a California wine? Tops. $1.25. A French wine, $380, because everybody feels sexy if they're sitting in a French restaurant. and they're drinking a French wine. They can't get over themselves. And all of a sudden you feel sexy and you start talking like a Frenchman yourself. You start talking to your girlfriend, and you wait for that wine schmuck to come over to you, that wine salesman in every French restaurant with the tchotchke on his neck, and he just comes over to you and says, would you like to taste? Now you become a taster of wine. Nobody knows what the hell they're tasting, and every schmuck becomes an expert. You start tasting and swizzling your wine around. And he says to you, how is it? And you holler, great, great. He says, that was the water. You want to try the wine now? Where does this come from, this hypocrisy in American people to idolize a French wine? Because you believe all the propaganda that they've given you for years, that everything French is elegant and everything French is stylistic, and somehow it makes you a matador, a swinger, an operator if you're going in. French is stupid, and anybody wants to imitate the French is an idiot, and the French will never change until we keep catering to them. Let's avoid them, let's not bother with them, let's not buy any of their products. You want to like Sarkozy? You'll like Sarkozy, but to like the French, you got to be nuts.